Hello everyone, it's Big Real Monk talking. So today is our happy talking day. So we are just the church. We I just want to talk about a very little topic. It's about why the YouTube don't get the subtitle in Chinese. If you use the YouTube to do the live or just make the video, that you will find that if you put the video in English and he will just do the subtitle automatically. And if you do the Japanese, okay, that's all that's get the automatic subtitle also. But if you do the Chinese, and you will find that you cannot get the subtitle automatically. So why this is happening? I just want to talk about it because some audience of my main channel is asking me about why you don't put the subtitle. It's just because that all the creator use YouTube, and they put their video. It's not just because that automatically gets the subtitle. They use the CapCut, the Chinese software. It's for the cutting movie and cutting video. So that tool has a function to make the subtitle in Chinese. Use AI to do it. So if you don't use that software where you cannot get subtitles so easily, so you have to take it down and take a lot of time and just make it right and just do it again and again. For example, if I make a 10 minutes video, and if I want to do the subtitle by my own, by myself, then I maybe need 2 hours to make the subtitle. You made this video just to use 10 minutes, but you have to use 2 hours to make subtitle. So you are wasting more time for the things that is not the most important for your video. Okay, subtitle is something that you just make your video look easy for the audience, because they can just get the underline and they can just follow their own speed and just trying to understand what you're talking about. But if you don't get a subtitle, some kind of time your pronunciation is not that right. So it's just to make the audience don't know what you are talking about, and they just get misunderstanding about what you're saying. So if you get a subtitle, and people will get concentrated on your video. So subtitle is very important, but it's not the main content of your video. The main content is about how you talk about the whatever the movies, the politicals, and whatever. That's the most important thing. So all the creator, they don't use a lot of time to make subtitle. So in my main channel, I don't make subtitle, but some kind audience just leave a message for me to say that why you don't use subtitle. Maybe they think if you open the subtitle, the function, and the YouTube can just translate your Chinese into English or whatever, and you will get a very easy subtitle to make. But in fact, you cannot do it because YouTube I used it for years. So in other years, I always know that Chinese cannot get the you know cannot get automated subtitle. It's just because the Chinese it's so difficult for the English creator, English engineer, for they to understand it. Just because that whatever we want to say, Chinese it's not a language. In fact, Chinese is some kind of, we are talking about a character, a kind of you use use the use your pen to talk. It's not use the talking. So in Chinese you have a lot of different pronunciation, but they have the same meaning. So that's mostly difficult things for the foreigner to understand the to understand the Chinese. We can say that English have their accent, but in China, that is not about accent. It's about the people. They cannot understand they are talking about. For example, if you Guangdong province and you talk to a Shanghai people, and they just cannot understand each other, but they put a pen, and when they are writing, so they can just get the communication. So we will know that Chinese is a very difficult uh, language for dictation. If you want to know the Chinese what it is talking about, the dictation is much difficult than other language like the Japanese or English. Japanese and English is a much easier dictation language. It's just because Japanese they only have the same pronunciation. They don't have too many accents, so the Japanese is very easy to dictation. But in China, in Chinese, it's just so difficult. So Google works for years just to find a way to get a automated subtitle for Chinese, but they failed. Finally, who can do the subtitle automatically? It's just the Chinese corporation or Chinese company. They just use the AI. You have to use AI. You have to make him to deep learning. Then you can make the subtitle automatically. If you make the mechanism learning, you don't use the deep learning, so you cannot get the subtitle automatically. So that's the only reason why YouTube cannot get the subtitle automatically in Chinese. It's just because that they still cannot use AI to do that kind of work, but some kind of Chinese company can do it. So that's what we want to explain to my audience about why I don't make subtitle in Chinese, just because that's YouTube don't give the automated subtitle function, so I have to use the software, but the software it's it's now he needs me to pay for some money, so I don't have that money. So I don't make so many money by the YouTube, so I just quit it. So finally, all my video cannot have the subtitle, especially in Chinese. So that's what we talk about of the day. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.